Hi, I'm Max. I'm the creator behind Eat the Rich Art. I use he, him and they, them pronouns, and it is the 2nd of December because once again I'm late to start this video. If you've seen my What I Made in November video, you'll know that this is a new format I'm trying out. This is the 2nd month that I'm doing this. So what I've done is I have smushed together Passionate Cow Sees How Much Yarn Do I Use in a Month video format with the way that Robin from Notting Hook Crochet updates on her makes every week to create this beast. So this is my What I Made in December video plus how much yarn did I use. So I once again have my trusty spreadsheet. So I started out the month with 80 balls of yarn left to use. That's 8,928 grams of yarn. And I'm aiming to use another 30, hopefully 31 balls in December for hopefully again an average of 100 grams a day, so that'll be 3,100 grams hopefully that we use in December. So far this month I've used 1 ball of Banat Blanket White. Well, technically used a bit more than that, but here we are on the 2nd, so I'm going to update you on what I used on the 1st. So yesterday I finished off 1 ball of Banat Blanket, so that was 100 grams to make this guy. I finished him off today, so I will update you on the rest of the yarn that I used up to make him today, tomorrow, if I remember to update tomorrow. So that is 1 ball of yarn and 100 grams used. So far we are on track. So today, like I said, finish this guy off, so you'll see the updates for that tomorrow. And I would also like to start on a cardigan for my nan and some Silly Goose Christmas trees for my market that's this weekend. So I'll probably get started on the cardi for my nan, do that until I get bored, and then pick some more amigurumi back up. But you'll see tomorrow what I end up doing. Hello, it is the 3rd of December, so here is your update. So to start with, I finished this guy, like I said, yesterday. So that used up another ball of Banat Blanket and the ball of Lavinia. So that was 2 balls, which means in total in December we have used up 3 balls of yarn and 219 grams and finished 1 project. The other thing I did yesterday was I started on this cardigan with the red James T. Brett Marble Chunky. I didn't get anywhere near close to finishing that ball because they're 200 gram balls. So today I will be cracking on a bit more with that, and then I also want to make a goose and a Christmas tree at some point today. So they're the goals. Hello, quick update today. I didn't use any yarn up yesterday, but I did make this little guy and I made no progress whatsoever on the cardi. So that is your update for the 4th. Hello, it is the 5th of December. So yesterday I made this guy, and then I made this guy, and then I'm pretty sure I showed you yesterday, but this guy is also finished. So we have Christmas geese, and that means that this yarn is finished. I have like that much left of it, but I can't do much with that, so that's going in the scrap bag, and the ball is counted as done, which means in December so far we have used 4 balls out of 129. And yes, that's gone up because Christine sent me another 13 balls of Parfait Chunky, so we have another 13 balls of Parfait Chunky. Oops. So that means that there are 89 balls remaining in the stash. I have used 4 balls, and we have used 324 grams, which leaves us with 11,926 grams remaining. and 4 projects finished. So far we have averaged a project a day and a ball a day, but not 100 grams a day. So I'm hoping today to do enough of my nan's cardie to get that ball of yarn finished, because I think I'm about 75-ish grams into the ball and it's a 200 gram ball. So cross fingers for me that I get that finished today, because that will bring our average up. And then the other thing I need to do today is pack all of my stock bags for tomorrow. So I'll do that. And I will see you probably tomorrow morning. Don't expect many updates this weekend because we have the 2-day market again. So it might be that I do what I did last time and end up crocheting a bunch on Saturday night and on Sunday night to restock. But it might be that I'm so tired that I just come home and work on the cardie and don't really finish any yarn or projects. So we will see. Hey, it is the morning of the 6th of December. It is too early in the morning, and I have an update. So yesterday I made this hecking chonker of a dragon. I was hoping it would finish up the sparkly red, but it didn't. It did finish the white off, however, so part of the wings is done in burnout blanket, because I ran out on the last row of one of the wings, so whoopsie. But yeah, so that guy is done, which means we used up 5 balls of yarn so far in December for 424 grams, and I don't think I've updated the project list. 5 projects total in November. So I did also make some progress on my nan's cardie, but I didn't finish that ball of yarn. I will be taking nan's cardie as my market project anyway, so all good. See you tomorrow. Hello, it is a quick one today. It's the morning of the 8th of December. I haven't updated in a couple of days, and that's because I've not really done much. So I made a pink capybara and a blue capybara. I made 2 each of these, one set on Saturday and one set on Sunday. And then I ended up frogging the work I'd done on Nan's cardie and changing to a different pattern because that pattern was just going way too slowly and it was really annoying me, and it was turning out quite ugly and I don't think she'd like it, so I've changed to a different pattern. So yeah, that's all I've done. I've not used any yarn up. There's your update. Hello, it is another quick one today. So it is the 9th of December. Still working on the cardie, but I did finish a ball of yarn, so I've attached a second one. That means that so far in December we have used 6 balls of yarn and 624 grams, which does mean we're behind on the goals. We have 9 finished projects in December, so I may have to do a little bit of a scrap busting day to use up some of the little balls I have of chenille wool to get that balls used and that grams used up a bit, because we are, so this is technically the update for the 8th, so we are 2 balls behind and 200 grams behind the target. Just under 200 grams, 175-ish grams behind target. So that's the update, and I will see you again tomorrow. Right, I'm jumping on quickly because I have something that I need to ship off before I'm able to update you tomorrow, so I need to get it packaged. But the 2 things I have been working on, so firstly I've not finished any yarn again since I updated last, but this side of the cardie is finished, and then the thing that needs to be shipped off is this little buddy that I've made for a friend. So he's using Parfait Chunky in 3 different colours, but I've not finished any yarn off. It is the 10th today. I'm not done crocheting for the night, I don't think. I've got a fox commission to do, so I'm going to get started on that. So yeah, there will probably still be another little update tomorrow, maybe, if I finish more yarn, if not the day after, but finish this guy. Good morning, it is the 12th. Yeah, not much to say about that. I've not been updating if I've not actually got an update, basically, which the last few days have been a bit of a weird few days, so I've not been making much. But yesterday I finished 2 things, which finished 3 balls of yarn, I think. So I no longer have any orange in my stash because I made this big boy. This is by Knots and Snuggles, I think. He's a commission for a family friend, and he used up a lot of orange. So I ended up, the person who commissioned it asked for something that was about 12 inches. I made the feet just in single-stranded yarnsmiths, and he was going to be too small, so I've gone back in and done it in double-stranded yarnsmiths with Banat Blanket as the white, and that's made him this big, this huge. I do still have the feet that I started, so I might make a little grey fox since I've not got any orange left. There's his tail. Yeah, I had to cut a few rounds out just to make sure I actually managed to finish him, because this is used up. I had like a 12 gram, maybe 20 gram actually, scrap, and then 2 full balls of orange, and then I had to order a ball of white yarnsmiths, and then I ended up not actually using it, so now I've got more white in my stash. But yeah, so that's that guy done. And then to use up the last tiny bit of orange, because I had like that much left, I've made a tiny pumpkin that I'm going to stick on a keychain. So that is what I made yesterday. So that was 2 projects, which takes us up 12 projects finished out of 13. I'm still working on the cardie. We've finished 9 balls in December, so we're still 3 balls behind the goal, and we've finished 852 grams, which means we're about 350 grams behind the goal currently. But I've got a 200 gram ball that's nearly finished, so that will bring us up quite a lot. I'm not going to get much done for the next couple of days because we're in London tonight for a gig, and we're having to stay in a hotel because Avanti sucks and cancelled all the trains after 9:30. Well, there's one train at 11:30, and the gig finishes at 10:30. But anyone who's been to Wembley knows that getting from Wembley to Euston in an hour without having to leave early is not doable. But anyway, roundabout train's over. So yeah, we've finished 852 grams. We have 11,598 left. Yes, that number keeps going up. I keep gaining yarn. I think at the start of November we were at like 8,000 total, and now we've used like 4 kilos and still have nearly 12 kilos left. Oops. And yeah, we've used 9 balls. There's 86 left in the stash. So that is the update. I am going to go and finish this little scrap of black I've got left, and try and do a bit of work on my nan's cardie before we need to leave. Hello, it is Sunday the 14th. I've not updated in a couple of days. I think the last update might have been Friday morning before we went to London. And I said I had some goals, and I did finish those goals, which means that I used the last of one ball of chenille, and I used a bit more of this yarn that I'm making the cardi out of. So that's not that's still the first side that I finished, by the way. The other side is over here. So let's show actually. So I did, oh, everything's going everywhere. So I did attach the next ball, and that's pretty much as far as I got, because we got onto the train and I was sat near a bunch of really drunk straight men, and I was like, right now, you know, I'm scared enough looking the way I do near a bunch of really drunk straight men, because I've had experiences before where they like to remind me that I don't look the way that they're expecting. So I didn't want to like whack out my crochet as well and stir the femininity pot, basically. It just wasn't a good morning, so I sat and I read my book, and I didn't really crochet while we were in London. Anyway, I finished that ball, and then I made some fox feet to finish the other scrap of chenille. That meant that on Friday I finished 2 balls of yarn, which brings our totals for December. We're still slightly behind, but I'm hoping today I'm doing a little challenge for myself to see if I can finish my Christmas presents, which means I have a lot of like scraps to bust in the process of making said Christmas presents. So I'm hoping that will mean that we finish some stuff today and catch back up. So we are at 11 balls for December so far, and 1,152 grams used. We have 12 out of 14 projects finished. The 2 projects that I've not finished are the cardigan and the fox that I've made the other feet for. I've not added the fact that I've started a hat this morning onto this so far, but I will add that. So that means that overall we have 84 balls of yarn remaining in the stash and 11,298 grams remaining in the stash. So we'll cross our fingers that I can get some yarns finished today. The goal finishing wise for today is to get 3 balls of yarn finished at the very least, and for those to add up to about 350 grams, and then we'll be back on track for December usage. I would also like to finish at least 2 projects today, because then we're back up to a project a day, hopefully. So yeah, that's the plan, and that is what we need to do for today. So thank you for joining me on this very weird update. I need to retrieve my scissors from down the side of the sofa because I just knocked them down there, and then I will crack on with making Christmas presents. If you're interested in seeing me doing that, I think that video will already be uploaded before this one. It will probably be 2 weeks before, so check that out. I'll put a card up if I can, but YouTube's being a bit weird about what I can put in cards because I've not got 1,000 subscribers yet. Hello, good morning. It is the 15th today, and I have things to show you. So firstly, I finished this hat. The brim isn't wonky, I've just folded it wrong, promise. So what I did do is, this is actually 2 different colours of James C. Brett Marble Chunky. So this more browny colour is 1 ball, and then all of the pink is another ball. So the pink ball is dotted through the first bit until I ran out of the other ball, and then I attached it on, and I don't actually think you can tell. Like this bit here where it gets more pink is where the new ball was attached, but I still think it looks pretty natural for this hat. So that was 1 hat made and 1 ball finished. Then the second thing I did was started working on a second hat. Didn't get it finished, but I did finish one ball of black acrylic DK, which means I finished 2 balls of yarn yesterday, which is not bad going. And that means that we have made progress towards our goals. I do think I'm going to catch back up to the goal today. Pretty sure that I will. So let's open the spreadsheet. So far in December we have used 13 balls of yarn for 1,344 grams, and we've finished 13 projects. Now, if I can get this hat finished today, that will finish at least one more ball of yarn, because it will finish this variegated blue and black that I'm going through, which will bump the grammage up by 78 grams, which will take us over the 1400 mark, and then that will be 14 projects finished as well as 14 balls. And then the second thing that I'd like to do is another hat, and I have quite a lot of smaller balls that I'm putting into that hat, so hopefully that will bump us up over 15 balls of yarn used and over 15 projects finished. I'm not sure grams wise if I will finish enough to get over 1500, but if I can, that would be great, and that will be us back on track for yarn usage in December. Hello, today is the 16th. I got 2 things finished yesterday, so that is these 2 hats, and with them I got quite a lot of yarn finished actually. So we're actually really on track with the goals for December. We have done 19 balls of yarn because I finished 3 balls while I was doing this, so that was 2 balls of black acrylic and the blue variegated, and then while I was doing this one I finished 2 balls of light grey on the top, and then 2 balls of, I think I finished 1 ball of like a mid grey and 1 ball of a dark grey, so I finished 4 balls while I was doing this one. That was 7 balls of yarn finished yesterday, for a total of 1,611 grams. Well done me. I did use a chunk of 3 of the balls, but obviously as normal these don't get counted until they are finished. So that is 7 more balls of acrylic out of my stash, which is very nice. So yeah, 15 finished projects, 1,611 finished grams, and 19 finished balls. So that gives us, let's move this over here, that gives us 76 balls remaining and 10,839 grams remaining. So we're still over the 10 kilo mark, but let's hope to get that down this month to less than 10,000. And yeah, I think that's all of the updates I have for you today. I'll see you in a bit. Hello, it is the 17th. I didn't finish any yarn yesterday, but I did finish this for the Traveller's Wheel challenge. So the challenge this time was texture and musicals. So the texture part is that the black is sparkly. I'm sorry if you can't see that. And then musicals is because this is the Starkid logo and I love Starkid so much. And if you don't know who Starkid are, they make musicals. They do a mix of parodies and horror, and then their most recent one was a retelling of Cinderella, which was beautiful. Got some gorgeous puppets. They've got great songs. They've got their whole original storyline with Hatchetfield, which is the horror storyline, where that's got like multiple universes and eldritch gods and all sorts of stuff. So it's really cool stuff that they make, and it is all released for free in high definition and good quality recordings on YouTube. So they'd have like close-up shots of the cast and stuff. It's not just a straight view of the stage. It's a proper pro shot, and yeah, it's all free on YouTube. So if you want some more musicals in your life, I will link their channel down below. But this is their logo. I'm going to see them in London in May next year. I'm so excited for it. They're finally bringing one of their shows to the UK because they're an American company. So I finally get to see one of their shows live, which is really cool. And I thought I'd make their logo to celebrate them and how accessible they make musical theatre. So this is going to get framed and be put on my wall, but that's what I've decided to do for the Traveller's Wheel this time. And yeah, that didn't use any extra yarn, but that has brought us to 16 projects for the month. So we're on track with all of that now. I think we've used 19 balls of yarn, over 1600 grams, and then 16 projects. So it being the 17th today, I need to do something, basically. I don't have any plans for today, which is nice. Like, I'm still working, but that's nice. I'm gonna work a bit more on this, and then if I get tired of that, I might do some amigurumi. So there's the plans, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Hello, it is the 17th, 18th. We have updates. I used up a ball of this yarn. I'm also nearly most of the way through another one, but not counting that one I'm nearly done with. I have used 20 balls of yarn in December, so we are 2 balls ahead of target. I have used 1811 grams up, so we are bang on target. And I have finished 16 projects, so it's slightly behind target on that one, but that is because this has been taking me so long. So that will hopefully be finished in the next couple of days, and I'm also going to try and get back to doing a bit of amigurumi and smaller projects. So we should be able to catch back up to speed, but yeah, I think we're doing better than November for keeping on top of actually using yarn. It's only the projects that's behind, so that's easy enough to catch up on, because I can just make like some cappies or some dogs, just little bits that I'll need for selling next year. I need to book my market season in, so if anyone has any events in and around the Midlands generally that they'd like to see me at, drop them in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, it is the morning of the 21st. Yeah, I've not updated in a little while. Whoops. I've been busy, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a bit of a slog trying to get Christmas presents done. Yeah, that's the only excuse I have. That, and I had 3 rush commissions to get done, so yeah. I think last time I updated, I just finished the fox and the bat and was working on the cardigan. So let me tell you where we're at, because we're still somehow, apart from the number of projects, quite on track. So I've been working on finishing this. So this is finished now. It has ribbing around the bottom, it has ribbing around the sleeves. Made a second cardigan. Done. Ready to be wrapped. And then I've also been working on this big guy, which is a rush order for a penguin. All of the pieces are made, apart from the scarf. I just need to actually sew them together, but as far as the yarn I've used and how much I've updated the spreadsheet, this is where I'm at. So as of this morning, we have used 23 balls in December, which gives us 72 balls left in the stash. We have finished 2,311 grams in December, which gives us 10,139 left in the stash, and we finished 17 projects. So the balls of yarn that I've used up since I updated you last was another 2 balls of the red James C. Brett yarn. So I only have 1 of those left, and I think even then it's a partial ball, so I think I'll use that up on a beanie. The other thing I have left, I have used up, where is the banana blanket? There it is. I've used up 2 out of 3 of my balls of banana blanket. Just about started the 3rd ball, but there is still a bit of that left. So that was 2 more balls of that, which was 150 grams per ball, 300 balls in total. And yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I've done. That means we have 17 projects finished. We have 2 projects started, which is the smaller fox that I used up the black Yarnsmith chenille on, and penguin that I've just showed you. So if I can finish those 2, that takes us up to 19, which means we're 2 projects behind at the minute. So that's what I've been up to, and I will see you again hopefully tomorrow if I remember to update and didn't get too busy with a finished penguin. Well, it is the 22nd of December, so I actually have an update for you for once. We finished some more projects yesterday and some more yarn. So the yarn we finished was the banana blanket in white. I finished the 3rd ball of that I had, so that was 100 grams. That puts us up to 24 balls used in December and 2,411 grams, so we are way ahead of the target. And I finished 2 projects. So firstly, finished this guy. This guy is done in the Parfait Chunky. So all of the grey is Parfait Chunky. The white here is Alice Voluto. The black is Parfait Chunky. And then there was a little bit of the banana that I used on the tail. So that's that guy. And then the other thing I finished was the penguin commission. I did have to leave it there and I didn't get the chance to film, so I will pop a photo of it. You can probably see it right now. It is huge. It's genuinely the size of a toddler. We held it up next to my baby cousin because she was there. I think she's about 5-ish months old, maybe 4 months old. It's like, she's like a two-thirds of the size of this penguin. Like, it's massive. We finished 19 projects in December, so we're 3 behind. I don't know if I'll be able to do that catch up today because it is already 3 PM and I have done nothing so far today. Just had so much to get done for Christmas and tidying the house up, ready for my partner's dad to get here and stuff like that, so it's been a bit of a rush today, but I'm hoping now I've got a couple of hours before I need to cook food. So I think I'm going to try and design a derpy tiger pattern because I still can't find one I like. I can't find a tiger pattern I like because I have a very specific vision of what I want. So I'm going to make my own. That's the plan. Hello, it is the 23rd and we are back in the kitchen. Yesterday I only finished this guy. Well, I say finished, I'm not happy with him, but I don't have the yarn I need to fix him, so he's finished for right now, and then in January I'll sort him out. But this is my own derpy pattern that I'm writing and I'm really happy with it. So he's the only one I finished. I know I did want to get 3 done yesterday, but I only got 1 done. Hopefully we'll fix that today and catch back up. I did finish all 3 blues that you can see on here. So that gives us a total of 20 projects finished thus far in December. 27 grams used, 68 left, and 2,536 grams used, 27 balls used with 68 left, and 2,536 grams used with 9,914 remaining. So we are under 10,000. We got under the 10 kilo mark. So yeah, I will check in tomorrow. Hello, it's the 24th. I didn't use up any yarn yesterday, so I'm not bothering with having the iPad, but we are up to date now with projects. So I've got us up to 23 projects. I made this adorable little bat. I'll leave the pattern designer down there somewhere. I made a Junimo for my partner from Stardew Valley because he really loves Stardew Valley. And then I made a little hippo because I had the grey yarn out and I thought, why not? So this is by Just a Mum Crocheting, and I'll leave the designer for the bat in the description because I can't remember. But yeah, that is what I've made. So we're at 23 projects. I've packed my bag for Christmas for going to my family's, so hopefully we'll have an octopus and maybe a hat or two made, and yeah, that's it, that's the update. So it's a bit later on the 24th, and by that I mean it is night time. I'm updating now because I probably won't get to update in the morning for Christmas based reasons, but I finished 2 more things today. I made one pig, that was a free Instagram pattern, and then I've made this guy out of Banana Twist, and he was a free blog post, so I will link him in the description. I don't think that this one's going to pass UKCA because the tentacles are done using treble stitches, which means, don't know if I can get it to show, but there's massive gaps in them. So I need to find a better octopus pattern. He's getting given to me mum. But yeah, so we are at 25 patterns, 25 projects for December so far. I've not used any more yarn today, like finished any more yarn. But yeah, so there's your update. I'll see you probably Boxing Day now. It is the 28th of December. I've not updated in a few days because Christmas, but I've still been making things. So to start with, I made another octopus. I've improved the tentacle pattern so that I'm so used to the camera being on this side, I'm holding you the other way this time. But yeah, there's, as you can see, less holes, so that is handy, and hopefully that will pass UKCA testing when I get around to it in a couple of days. I'm not doing it during my Christmas break. My Christmas break is for relaxing. UKCA testing can come one of the weekends when I'm back at work. But yeah, this dude, done. Then I also, so for Christmas I got a bunch of the Aldi So Crafty baby yarn off my nan and my auntie. But what I didn't realise until I'd received that is that they don't have the EN71 certificates for that yarn available anywhere publicly. And I've tried to get in touch with Aldi customer support before over the safety of a different product, and they never got back to me. So I'm just assuming they don't have the certificates, and that even if they did, I probably won't be able to get my hands on them. So that means that yarn can't be used to anything for business. So what I've done with it, so that it didn't get mixed up with all of my business yarn, and I didn't like use it without thinking, basically on a project that I wanted to sell, I've just used it up in the quickest way that I could think of to just use it up, which was to make a massive scarf out of it. So I've done, it's a very simple design that I've literally used a ball and then attached the next one. So these are the colours: oh, baby grey, ivory, peach, ivory, and mint, I think. Let me check the spreadsheet. Mint. So that was 5 balls used up in the 2 days it took me to make that scarf, because I started that on the 26th and I finished it on 27th, so I finished it yesterday, and I also made the squid yesterday. I was going to make more yesterday, but my hands hurt after working with chenille for so long to make the scarf in 2 days and use 5 balls of yarn in 2 days and then make an octopus as well. That wasn't a good idea for my hands. I should have took more rest, but I didn't. So here we are. Sorry, I'm struggling to stay on screen because I'm folding this up. So that's the update for what I've made. That puts us at 27 projects finished, so we are like technically one behind because it's the 28th today, so I need to make something today and finish it, preferably. That puts us at 32 balls used in December, 72 balls still in the stash, 3,036 grams used in December, and 10,314 balls left in the stash, which I'll fill you in on why that is in a second, and 27 finished projects. Now, the other wool that I got, the other yarn that I got, was also from my nan, and it's this Home Bargains blue ombre DK yarn. Now, I have been through a journey, as you have seen in the past month, of trying to use up all of my acrylic and mostly my double knit yarn. So I didn't want this yarn sitting around in my stash for ages. So I've started a project with it. I'm making top-down raglan for my sister. So that's what we're working on, is that top. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to finish that today and still look after my hands. We are ahead of the goal on balls used. We are 64 grams behind the whole month goal for grams used, so that'll be easy enough to get together. I want to be back under 10 kilos by the end of the month because I got under and then Christmas happened, so hopefully I can finish this top and hopefully that will use all 4 balls that I've got and get me back under 10 kilos. Hello, it is the 30th. I had a very spidery day yesterday, so made this little guy, which is the All From Jade pattern, and then this guy, which is Spoo the Spider, but I can't remember the pattern maker, so I will link it. And he used up the last of my sparkly Himalaya, so he is good, and that means that we have used another ball. So we are on 34 balls used in December. We're nearly caught up with November. We used 36 in November. So 34 balls, which gives us 70 left in the stash. So not bad going. We have used 3,245 grams up, which gives us 10,105 remaining. Hoping to get that under 10k by the end of the month. And then finally we have finished 29 projects, so we're on track as far as getting 1 a day done. So if I can do 2 more in the next 2 days, then we have met that target, and hopefully that will mean that we'll be under the 10 kilos, which will mean that we've met all 4 goals. Hello, it's the 31st, so this will be not the last update. I'll do like a roundup tomorrow probably of everything, but this is the last mini update. So we have 1 Demogorgon. I obtained the pattern for the Just a mum crocheting mini demi. I love it. I want to do all of the sizes now, so they may be incoming. But yeah, this one's for my partner, luckily, because I ran out of the dark grey yarn I was using on the butt, thinking I had another ball of it, and I didn't. So this is Yarnsmiths on the bottom, and then after the stripe is Parfait. Then the red is Elise Voluto, and the black is also Parfait. If you can hear my cat, I am sorry. So yeah, that's the update. That's what I made yesterday. So we're at 30 projects, no more yarn finished. Then we have some progress on the top for my sister, so I need to work a bit more on that today. She's finally sent me a measurements. And then I started a project this morning. Started making this guy, and then I realised that I didn't have enough stuff in, so we had to go to Hobbycraft. So here's my Hobbycraft haul. I had a £10 voucher, so I got £10 worth of stuffing. And then just for funsies, I also got some candy beads, because I'm going to make some book sleeves for the book fair in February. And the pattern I want to do has some like little strappy bits that wrap around the book once you put it in. So I figured putting some beads on the end would be really cute. And that's the haul, and that's the update, and I will see you for the wrap up tomorrow. Hello, it's the 1st of January. Welcome to 2026. I hope you all had a good new year, that you celebrated if you bother celebrating. We didn't, we stayed home and watched the Stranger Things finale, which was nice. That does mean I have a wrap up for you. It also means I'm really tired, so if I'm stumbling over my words, I'm sorry. So I did finish that bee. I didn't bring him up here to show you, so I might stick a photo here, I might not. That does mean we finished 31 items in December. We finished 6 wearables and 25 plushies. So that was 3 geese, 1 giant goose, 1 tree goose, 1 Santa goose, 1 cardigan, 2 dragons, 1 red and 1 green, 4 capybaras, 2 pink and 2 blue, 2 bats, 1 big one, 1 little one, 2 foxes, 1 big one, 1 little one, a mini pumpkin, 3 beanies, a tapestry, a large penguin, the first round of my derpy pattern, a hippo, a junimo, a pig, 2 octopuses, a scarf, half of a top. That's not counted in the 31. So 32 projects in total, 31 finished. And then 2 spiders, a demogorgon and the bee. That is the project roundup for December. Then yarn usage. So what I did yesterday, because I was getting all the stuff ready for this year, getting the spreadsheet ready for this year, because I've separated it into a separate sheet, and a few other bits I was doing, I decided to go through and weigh all of my yarn, ball by ball, just because then I've got an accurate idea starting the year of what I've got and what I've got left. So that did mean that even though we didn't finish any balls yesterday, technically we used 1.5 kilos of yarn, because 1.5 kilos is the amount of grams that I hadn't accounted for by only counting finished balls. So that does mean that we are under the 10 kilos. So we've met all 4 goals for December. We finished 31 projects. We finished 35 balls of yarn, so that's more than the 31 that we were aiming for. And we finished 3,328 grams of yarn in finished balls specifically. So that's those goals, and then we've ended the year on 8,626 grams of yarn remaining. So that's how I'm starting this year, and I would like to get that even lower, because my aim currently is that I'd like to get to the point where I can rebuild my stash from scratch. So we have 4 balls of Elise Veluto, 3 balls of Banat Blanket, 3 balls of Signet Colour Rush, 1 ball of Hayfield Bonus, 3 balls of Home Bargains Acrylic DK, 3 balls of James C. Brett Marble Chunky, 6 balls of Paintbox Simply Acrylic, 5 acrylic, 1 cotton in DK. Don't know how many balls that is of Parfait Chunky. I think it's about 21 balls of Parfait Chunky. 16 or 17 balls of various acrylics, so they're a mix of DK and Aran weight, and 7 balls of Yarn Smith's Chenille Chunky left to finish. So yeah, I'll let you know how that goes. We'll be updating month by month as usual. If you guys have been enjoying this format of the What I Made videos, please let me know, because I prefer this format a bit more, but it is quite intensive on the editing. So if you guys would prefer like a 2-week update rather than a full month, or some other version, please let me know. Or if you enjoy having it all in 1 month and having the small check-ins every now and then, if that keeps it more interesting, please also let me know, because that would be really, really helpful feedback going into this year. I am struggling with content ideas, so if you have any content ideas, drop them there, I guess. I've got a bunch of new patterns to try that I was treated to over the festive period, so they'll be coming soon. And yeah, that is everything I have to say. So I hope you've had a nice month, or if you haven't had a nice month, I hope that you're coming into the new year a bit fresher with the chance for things to get better. If you liked this video, please drop it a like. If you have any tips for me for content, or using my yarn art, or how to rebuild my stash in a way that's financially sustainable, please let me know. If you can hear that dog that's screaming, I'm sorry. But yeah, what have I said? Share this video, please, if you know anyone who would like it. Hype it if you can hype it. Drop a subscribe if you'd like to see the continued journey of me clearing my yarn stash out. And I think that's all of the things. My store is linked in the description if you've seen anything that you like that I've made, as are the rest of my social medias. If there's something that you want that's not on the store, or you're in a country I don't ship to currently. And I think that is finally everything I did need to say to you. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.